Unlocking levels, unlocking levels, unlocking levels. Hosted by Seal the Source. Tap in.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to Unlocking Levels. It's your boy CL the Source, your friendly neighborhood hope dealer, just tapping back in. It's been a while since I created a solo episode. The last episode I dropped was with two of my brothers, Cam and Robert Prash, where we were just talking about a whole lot of different things as it pertains to mental health, in particular for young men who are feeling lost and a lack of direction in their lives. And the three of us just got together and collaborated on ideas about different topics and really just kind of let loose with some of the things that we've kind of went through in order to kind of help us advance in our lives and overcome some challenges and difficulties. And there's a lot of game, a lot of wisdom, a lot of good energy, and just a lot of valuable information in that episode with those guys. And it was really fun creating that. But y'all know me. Every now and again, I just love to kind of go on a tangent, to be real with you. Just let y'all know how I feel, tap in from that source and really just speak my truth, speak my mind. And one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to do this in particular episode, which I was super excited about, was because I get to tell a side of my story that maybe was not explained to a lot of people that are in my inner circle. So if you are somebody that was in my inner circle, that I would hang out with for a long time, I'm talking about you one of my folks that really spent a lot of time. I really spent a lot of time around back home in San Francisco, or even my family members. Y'all might be questioning why there's been a certain change or a sudden shift that you've seen from me. You might be questioning, dude, who is this guy? He's almost unrecognizable. Maybe you're not. Who knows? Because I know that there are a lot of times I still show my old self. You know what I'm saying? I still act out every now and again. I'm learning to get a better clutch on my emotions, and whereas before I was all erratic, I was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Now I like to think that I'm a lot more stoic. I've grown into becoming more emotionally stable, emotionally intelligent. But going back to what I'm talking about, you may be wondering, this ain't the same dude that I've known forever. You know what I'm saying? The same firecracker type dude, the same crazy ass Chris type dude, you know what I'm saying? The same dude that just had the same interest that I used to have back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And I think this episode is going to really explain a lot of that, you know what I'm saying? Because I've never really, I don't think, unless I spoke to people on a one-to-one basis, you know what I'm saying, to let them know what I was going through and whatnot, but I've never really kind of not necessarily address this, but I've never really explained myself in terms of why I decided to make this shift. I mean, looking back at it, I've had several friends. We used to have, me and my friends that I grew up with, that I love dearly, my brothers, my folks, my sisters, like all my folks that I really kind of spent those adolescent years with, you know what I'm saying? Those teenage years to the early 20s and even into the early 30s, you know what I'm saying? Doing a lot of the crazy shit we used to do, you know what I'm saying? And really just kind of banded together and formed a community, formed a family, spent a lot of time together doing all sorts of crazy shit, drinking, smoking, partying, doing all sorts of different drugs, just sharing a lot of experiences together. And we were such a community and such a family that you would have fear of missing out when you missed out on something. If I had somewhere to be, I had somewhere to attend and there was some sort of party, or my folks went out to a function, and you start hearing all these jokes of what happened, and you get that fear of missing out because we were so tight. Our bond was so tight. And my folks, who I'm referring to, and if you are somebody that is in my inner circle, that has known me for a long time. I love you. You're near and dear to my heart for sure. And the memories that we created are priceless. And nobody could ever take that from us, and I think this video, this message is really gonna shine some light as to why I had to create distance for myself. It was nothing personal towards anybody. It was really for myself, really to create more space for myself, to learn more about myself, to strengthen myself, to better myself, to heal myself, to learn more about myself, and really just to elevate myself in the highest ways possible. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it ain't nothing personal. Like, I love my people. I love my people to death. Like, I still to this day will, go to the ends of the earth for these folks. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been there for me in my downest and toughest times. You know what I'm saying? And I love them to death. And if you are somebody that's been in my circle, I ain't gonna drop no names because I don't want to get that specific. But this is a real personal message, and this episode's really gonna explain a lot in terms of why I ultimately decided to move in the direction that I'm moving in. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that I'll never hang out with my people again, or I look down on anybody, or I think I'm better than anybody. Nah, hell nah. I mean, I love my folks. You know what I'm saying? They ain't ever gonna change. It's just I'm at a space in my life where I have to do a lot of soul searching. I had to kind of learn about why I was doing certain things, why I allowed the behavior that I allowed for myself in my life, and had to reflect on that and really kind of figure out where that was all coming from, why I felt the need to want to overly indulge in drinking, smoking, partying, staying out late, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? And I think that during this time, which has been a long time coming now, it's been a few years since I really kind of been intentional about making sure that I did that deep inner work of just trying to get to the root of why I do what I do. And I've learned a lot, and I still continue to learn a lot. I learned that a lot of the reasons why I was doing what I was doing was based off old traumas. It was based off certain things that happened in my life and made me react in a certain type of way. And I say react because at the state that I'm at right now, I do my very best to respond rather than react, which is something I really, really work hard at. You know what I'm saying? Because when you're reacting, most of the time it's right off the cuff of just, feeling emotional off of something. I'd react with temperaments that were almost uncontrollable sometimes. And, in my life, I have went through a lot of stuff, as we all have. We all have our stories. We all have our challenges, difficulties, adversities, and painful moments that we go through. And I'm not here to compare traumas. I'm not here to say I went through more shit than the next man, or, than the other people behind me, before me, whatever the case may be. It's not it at all. I'm just merely saying my story, and just really trying to put the pieces together as to why I was doing some of the things that I was doing when I was being reckless with my life, where I wasn't really valuing my life and really taking care of myself in the proper ways that somebody that actually cares about them would. Now let me break that down. I think a lot of the reasons why I did what I did was because I lacked direction, first of all. And I can point to several different reasons why I did that. But the current state that I'm in, and that I've come to know about myself, is that I take responsibility for it all. I don't want to place blame on nobody. I made the decisions. It was on me. Everything was on me. All the decisions I made was on me. But I did have to arrive at a point where I said, man, dude, like, something's got to give, something's got to change. You done been through so much shit. Life keeps putting you on your ass. Life keeps sending you right back to rock bottom, and you wonder why. And when I say you, I'm referring to myself. And I wondered why, because I'm like, damn, dude, why is life so hard? I was making it hard for myself because I was making poor decisions. Um, like I said, it ain't nothing personal towards my folks. I was the one making these decisions. Actually, most of the time, or a lot of the times, I was the one that was leading the charge. I was the one like, yeah, let's go get fucked up on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Let's go drink. Let's go smoke. Let's go out. Let's go hit the club. You know what I'm saying? Let's go here. Let's go here. Let's stay out. And I love my folks for being there with me every step of that way, because those were very formative years in my life. I've had some tremendous experiences, some fun experiences, and priceless moments that you can never take away, that I'll be able to relive in my memory forever. And I know that the bond that I have with my people, um, whether it be some of my family members that I grew up with, like my close cousins and things like that, or some of my best friends that I've known for a majority of my life, well over 2 decades. And we have some incredible memories, very fuzzy and blurry memories for damn sure. But we have some great memories, and I had a lot of fun. I've talked about that several times throughout many different episodes of this podcast when I'm kind of explaining, my life and my situations and some of the things that I've went through. But, my folks were with me, and I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that we all were going through some stuff. And yeah, we were having fun, but I think there was something deeper than that too. We had to band together because we felt a sense of community, a sense of family, right? It's not that we didn't have families of our own, but there was something about being around others, and just creating your own band of brothers and sisters, and and basically just having all sorts of fun with each other. And that fun basically kind of filled the void of a lot of pain, at least in my case. I can speak for myself for sure. I was lost. I was hurting in a lot of different ways, and I didn't want to be home. I was rebellious. I didn't want to, deal with certain things in my life. You know what I'm saying? And I always was very, I was hard-headed. I was very arrogant. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to you. I was super arrogant. I would think I know everything. I was cut from a cloth of, I'm the eldest. I should know everything. Like I know everything, and I was very prideful and egotistical. I have no shame in that. I have no problem admitting to that, and I only bring that up not to beat myself up or to talk down on myself, but it's more so to recognize who I was, to embrace who I was, but also take accountability and responsibility for who I was. I made those decisions. I made decisions that, I can't honestly sit here and say I didn't regret. But at the same time, you can't change the past. The past is the past. You got to take what it is and keep moving forward. And I've learned so many valuable lessons through all the experiences that I've been through. It's invaluable, to say the very least. Everything that I went through, you can't even calculate just how much that experience is worth to me in my life nowadays, because I've been through so much, and I've been through it with a lot of people that are very near and dear to my heart still to this very day, which is why I was excited about sharing this episode and really just, sharing my heart with y'all, because the biggest reason why I quit drinking and quit smoking, or stopped drinking and stopped smoking and decided not to do it anymore, is nothing personal. It's not because I didn't want to hang out with nobody. It's not because I don't go to the clubs no more. It's not because of whatever case may be. It's because I realized that in order for me to get to a certain space in my life that I see for myself, from a health standpoint, from a financial standpoint, from a mental standpoint, from a spiritual standpoint, just from the highest elevated version of myself standpoint, I would have to subtract certain things from my life, make these sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't enjoy a good time. I mean, I had some great times. I used to love drinking and smoking, and it was definitely a vice of mine that I thoroughly enjoyed. I didn't always enjoy the after effects of it, right? Like, I don't think anybody really does. But in those moments when you feel like you live in life, and your senses are heightened and your inhibitions are lost, and you just vibing and shit like that. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I had a great time. I've had an overabundance of great times. Let's be frank. I've had some time for real. And I say all that to say I've arrived at a certain point not long ago to where I said, I got to get serious about my goals. I got to get serious about what it is that I want, and determine whether or not I really want them, or if I'm just saying I want them because it sounds nice, or I'm saying things because they sound nice. I actually want to be a person that stands on my word. I understand how important that is now, so more than ever. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't have a lot of integrity back then. My word didn't mean much. You know what I'm saying? It's not that like I was like a super shady individual or anything like that, but my shit was flimsy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was a people pleaser. I was a yes man. I do things solely, and I'll say things and do things solely to kind of keep the peace, or to keep everything cool. But really, I understand that there was a lack of commitment on my part to talking about all these dreams and these visions and all these major goals, and saying I'm gonna be this and this and that, and not living up to it. I wasn't lying to nobody else but myself. You know what I'm saying? I realized that I was not lying to nobody else but myself. And in realizing that, I was faced with the decision to either make a change or stay the same. And ultimately, I'm making decisions constantly that are helping me get to where I want to get to, more so than I ever did before. I'm more intentional now. So, one of the biggest reasons why I decided to no longer drink or smoke or add any other pollutants to my body, aside from some of the vices that I have, like some of the vices I still have to this day are junk food. I'm not gonna lie to you. I still eat some pretty bad foods. I like to think, and I like to say that I actually try to balance it out. I would say it's like a 60-40 split between me eating really good foods, that's 60%, and 40% still bad. And I know that there's a lot of work to be done. I'm not perfect. I make a lot of mistakes, and I do believe in balance. I do believe in kind of earning the right to be able to enjoy certain things and just kind of indulge. My rule of thumb is it's okay to indulge, just don't overindulge. Especially if you earn it. Treat yourself. You got to reward yourself for the hard work that you put in. But at the same time, I'm also approaching a level where I understand that results compound if you make better decisions in every area of your life. And that really circles back around to diet, even getting sleep, restorative rest, working out, what you consume on a daily basis. That's one of my biggest vices to this day too, is just scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on YouTube shorts, watching shit that is distractful, and it really separates you from what you're working on. And I just realized, I got to make these sacrifices if I want what I envision and what I've envisioned in my mind to happen for so long in my life, which is to be financially free off of passive income, through multiple sources of income, and just being able to be autonomous and being able to independently make decisions that are going to contribute to my financial well-being. Then I would have to make sacrifices. I will have to make decisions that will ultimately um, lead to better results in my life. I had to change something. I had to change in order for my situation to change. And unfortunately, it came at the expense of having to really seek more solitude, which obviously means kind of pull away from my community of people. And it's a hard thing to do because I've spent so much time with my folks doing some incredible things. We've taken trips together. We've had so many classic moments, you know what I'm saying? And I love everybody to death. Like, I promise you that. Like, there ain't no lying in that. That's 100% all truth, no cap. No cap. But at the same time, I'm wasting time. I'm not wasting time. I gotta take that back. I never wasted time. I gotta make better decisions with my time in terms of like what I want to do with myself, how I want my life to play out. And ultimately too, just to add to everything I'm talking about, I felt my body withering away just by the intake of all these different poisons, whether it be different types of alcohol, tequila, whiskey, beer, vodka, gin, all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Scotch, all this shit, man. All sorts of drink that I used to drink and indulge on for so many years. And at the time of this recording, I am roughly 7 months, maybe 8 months since the last time probably more. Yeah, I've been here in Hawaii now for 7.5 to 8 months. So I haven't had a drink since like a week before I moved out here. I haven't smoked. I haven't done none of that shit. And I'm very proud of myself. I got to be honest with you. I'm not trying to boast or be like, oh, look at me, blah, blah, blah. But I like just looking at everything that I've been through and how big of a component alcohol and weed and drugs were in my life in the past. Like how much that used to really be a big part of my life, like a staple in my life, to not be doing it anymore at all. And for my reasons why, I'm proud. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? I can't sit here and tell you that every now and then I don't think about like, man, it'd be kind of fun to go hit the bar up right now and, be in that like nighttime setting and, have a couple drinks and let loose and blah, blah, blah. I ain't even trying to demonize that whatsoever. Like I said, I had great times doing that. But the mission I'm on now, whew, ain't no room in my life for that shit no more. I'm not gonna lie to you. I need all my energy blocks. I need all my energy units. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. I like do my very best to get the best sleep possible. I'm still not good at it. Like, I'm still getting to a place where I feel good about my sleep schedule, and my discipline is still getting better and better. But dude, I'm working at it. And I feel the results. And I'll be real with you. I'm 38 at the time of this recording. In a few days, I'll be 39. And I honestly can't remember the last time I felt this good. I actually, and I know I can feel better because I work out minimum 4 to 5 times a week, minimum. And even if on those days that I don't actually go to the gym, I do some sort of mobility movement with my body. And like I mentioned earlier, I do my very best to eat foods. Maybe I don't do my best because, I still make a lot of poor decisions. But I feel like I've exerted a greater effort in making better decisions for sure. And just choosing quality ingredients and quality foods and staying hydrated and drinking juices and making smoothies and not eating as much fried food. and really just paying attention to what my body is telling me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I go on fasting um, periods where I'm fasting, whether that's intermittently. Actually, one of these days, I plan on going a full 24 hours without eating, and just really kind of testing myself to see how I fare out when I actually do it. And yeah, man, it's that coupled with just doing the best to stay on a relatively good sleeping schedule. Maintaining other habits like journaling, meditation, getting out into nature, reading, you know what I'm saying? Consuming great things for my mind, and also um, pulling back from certain things that I feel like I've loved for so long that were pleasures of mine and still are, like sports or watching movies or even listening to like a lot of rap songs. I don't listen to as much shit as I used to. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I understand that it has a impact on my frequency and how I move about in my life, and it does something to my energy. And I really just try my very best to stay um, or keep myself at a good frequency, and continue to elevate that frequency as well. And man, it's a challenge because everything that I just laid out, like I've been so used to doing that. There's such a familiarity factor in it all, like, and to just completely do a switch like that is it's challenging for sure. I'll just say that much. But as time goes on, it becomes less and less challenging, and I've also, kind of separated myself from that type of lifestyle where it's around me all the time. So essentially I created a new environment for myself. I've crafted a brand new environment for myself where there is no alcohol within arm's reach, where there is no smoke, there ain't no this, that, and the third. So I'm at a place now where I'm so much more focused on just becoming a higher version of myself and meeting a higher version of myself, because I know in turn what that's going to do. That discipline, that ability to lock in on what I know I need to do in order to get to that next level. It's becoming clearer and clearer each moment of every day. I can't lie to y'all though, man. I never would lie to y'all. I still got moments, man, where I get tempted, but those moments I'm able to change the voice in my head and really fight off those cravings. Most of the times, I would say majority of the time I'm winning those battles, but every now and then I give in. And I'm like, I might have a candy bar, or I might eat something greasy, or, I might spend more time on Instagram than I do reading a book, and that shit sucks. Because I look back at it after I do it, and I'm like, fuck, man, I should have done this, blah, 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 blah. And then I end up beating myself up. And that's where I'm starting to change that narrative in my head of like, yo, okay, bro, give yourself the space and the grace to make mistakes or to stumble and fall, but always keep going. That's something I always harp on, is just like, make sure no matter what happens in life, you just pick up and you got to keep going. It's a journey. It ain't like just arriving at a destination. It's a full-on journey, and you got to learn as you go. You got to grow as you go. You're going to make mistakes. You got to learn how to have fun with this shit. Enjoy the process. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot though. It's a lot. And just basically transitioning from the old way I used to look at life to a newer way, which is going to essentially expedite my process, expedite myself to get to where I want to get to. I've got major goals. I've been sharing this for a long time. I'm always gonna have major goals, even when I, knock down one goal. I want to get to that next one. I just want to keep going and string together momentum. And you know, I think really that's the biggest reason why. I don't think I know that's the biggest reason why I ultimately had to make these decisions to no longer drink and no longer smoke. Try not to get too caught up with things that are distractful, and ultimately had to make this leap out to Hawaii. I want to explore the world. I want to live in different places of the world. I want to experience cultures. I want to experience ways of life that other people go through. I want to experience different foods. I want to see sights, you know what I'm saying? And pick up those experiences to expand my horizons. And that's exciting to me. And I think I reached a certain point, aside from, given the reasons I gave you guys about why I no longer drink and smoke. I think I reached a certain point where I'm like, dude, I can't continue to keep doing the same things and expect different results. I had to change. Something had to give. And ultimately, I realized what I was spending most of my majority of time and energy on versus, what I realized I should be spending majority of my time and my energy on. And ultimately, I decided, like, yo, dude, you gotta get real about this shit, man. Like, you keep going down this direction, ain't nothing gonna change for you, man. Actually, it's gonna keep pulling you down further and further with your health, with your pockets, all this shit. And I just realized, dude, when are you gonna switch it up? You've been doing this shit for years. Like, when are you gonna realize that in order to create the life that you want, it's gonna require sacrifices. It's going to require change. It's going to require discomfort. Growth is uncomfortable. Growth is challenging. But anything that's not growing is dying. And I believe that embracing growth and the process of it is a beautiful thing. And it's part of the entire experience of life. We all know that we're only here for a certain amount of time. We don't know how much time we got here, but a lot of us say we want to make the most out of our time. And for myself, I would say that a lot, but I really wasn't making the most out of my time. I was staying comfortable in something that I knew and I was very familiar with, and that ultimately kept me at a level that I could not advance from. And I just realized that, and ultimately had to be like, yo, man, in order for you to get to that next level and the level beyond that and the levels beyond that, you're gonna have to make some changes, bruh. You're gonna have to sacrifice. You're gonna have to make some better choices, some better decisions. You're gonna have to take care of yourself. The way to do that for me was to get to the core and get to the root of why I was doing what I was doing, and start to heal myself from within. And then as soon as I started doing that, as difficult as that process was, as soon as I started to do that and I started to feel the results and effects from that, man, life started to get better and better and better. My energy was better. My health felt better. My mind felt less clouded. I just overall felt better. And I can attribute that to a lot of different things and a lot of the different practices I incorporated and a lot of different behaviors that I left behind. But at the same time, I realized there's even another layer beyond that. There's another level beyond that. And there's always a new level to get to. So don't get comfortable where you're at. Like, you got to keep pushing and pursuing. That's where ultimately you get that fulfillment out of life, that real experience of life that's like that's so fruitful. You know what I'm saying? And man, that's really like all the reasons why I ultimately decided to cleanse myself from drinking, smoking, and things of that nature. And my next challenge is really to get this diet under control. 60/40 is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna beat myself up about it. Like, I used to eat all bad like most of the time. I've cut out a lot of different foods, but now um I know I can do better. I know there's always room to improve, and I'm gonna make better decisions, and I'm making better decisions every day. So I know the results of my life are going to be different. Um, I feel it in myself already. I was not to not to sound all conceited here, but I was looking at myself in the mirror earlier today after working out, after getting a good pump in, and doing like my 100 push-ups and things like that. I was looking at myself, I was like, yeah, okay, you feeling out, bro. I was like talking to myself, like, okay. I was like, all right, bro, I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feeling out, dog. Like, yeah, I was proud of myself. And I know that like the results are starting to come around more and more. And I feel great more than anything, which is helping my confidence levels even more. I mean, shit, it's crazy. I'm able to take more chances and more risks because I'm confident in my ability to bounce back. I'm confident in my ability to absorb things or go through certain things and figure them out, and trust my ability to read the situation and adapt and flow and just be, figure things out as time goes, as the experience goes. And it's been a beautiful ride so far, and I know that the best is still yet to come. So all in all, I hope this video explains a lot. If, like I mentioned, if you are somebody that's been close with me all my life, and you are keeping up with my progress, and you hear this, I love you. First of all, I love you. Like, there ain't no ill will. There ain't no like, oh, me thinking I'm better than nobody, this or that. I look back at some of our friends that ultimately had to separate themselves earlier. They felt they had to do what they felt was right for them, and ultimately they needed some space in order to gain clarity. And I used to take that really personal, and I never, in certain cases, I never felt like I got closure or I got an explanation. So that's another reason why I wanted to make this video, was to provide that type of, whether you want to accept it as closure or not. I don't think it's closure. I think it's just me letting y'all know like where my head is at, why I haven't been around type shit, you know what I'm saying? Or why I don't do the same things I do, or why you might see me posting my content and be like, yo, bro, like Chris is on some different shit. You know what I'm saying? Like who is this dude? You know what I'm saying? Like, he don't even look familiar to me. But I'm be real with you. I'm still CL, but I'm different. I'm not gonna lie. I'm changed. I'm growing. I'm learning. And I'm enjoying this life. I'm enjoying this experience, and I hope that you wish me well. But if not, it is what it is. Like, I still wish you well. I love you. And at the same time, I'm always open to talking and connecting at any given time. It's just, don't expect me to do some of the same things that I used to do. And I'm not saying that anybody pressures me to do any of that shit. All my folks being very respectful about me, choosing the path that I want to be on. And, I never once felt like, oh, yeah, they look at me different. But at the same time, I don't know where folks' heads is at, I wanted to offer this explanation for my own kind of reasons. But either way, if you're somebody that's listening to this podcast episode and you're wondering how to get to that next level in your life, or how to make things better in your life, you're going to have to take a long, hard look at your life in whole and realize where you're hurting, where some of your decisions are leading you to these results. And honestly, it's when you realize where to start making the changes, it's almost like flipping a light switch on, because it's going to take you making a couple decisions here and there. It's going to be it's going to be uncomfortable in the very beginning. It's going to be challenging you. You're going to go through withdrawals. Your body and your mind are going to be fighting to stay in that same place because it's comfortable there. But in order for you to enhance the quality of your life, ultimately the answers do reside in you. And if you just sit still long enough and ruminate on some of the things that you can do to change your life now, even if it's small decisions like getting to sleep earlier or reading one page of a book, doing one push-up, maybe deciding not to eat that ice cream after dinner, or maybe even just drinking an extra glass of water, something small that you can really kind of help yourself, because ultimately you got to save your own self. If you can't be expecting nobody to save you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Ultimately it's all on you. The decision lies on you. So if you want to make your life better, the only one that's going to be able to do that for yourself is yourself. So I wish you well. I wish you love. I wish you light. I wish you peace. I wish you joy. I wish you happiness. I wish you health, wealth, success, abundance, blessings all around. Real talk. And if you are on your journey, and you're moving along and you're going through challenges, I send you encouragement. I send you positive energy. I send you supportive, loving energy, and keep going. I promise you, there are better days. You're going to go through these dog days for a little bit. And even when you do get momentum, sometimes you're going to go through these dog days, but that's part of the process. Try to find enjoyment in it. Try to gamify things and make things fun for yourself. And at the end of the day, just do your best, and everything will work out the way it's supposed to. I firmly believe that if you're coming from a pure place, everything will work out the way it's supposed to. And there's all sorts of resources that you can tap into. I've referenced them so many different times, whether they're books, podcasts, finding mentors, even reaching out to me, just purging your timeline, really just choosing better content for yourself to consume, not only from a food perspective and beverage perspective, but also what you consume on a regular basis, whether it be reading or listen to podcasts or audiobooks, whatever the case may be. These all matter. So I would strongly and highly recommend you just keep making good decisions. Try to make the best decisions that you can every moment. And if you make a mistake, it's okay. Just pick yourself back up. Don't allow that to compound negatively. Make a good decision after that, and then make another one after that, and then make another one after that, and let that compound. The results will carry you through. So with that mindset, it's going to help you out in the long run. And you're going to go through it for a little bit, but I promise you, if you keep at it, it's going to keep getting better for you. Because where I'm at in my life, I can honestly say I've never thought clearer. I've never been more secure in who I am. I've never been more confident. I've never felt healthier, at least from what I can remember. I think the healthiest I felt like this was when I was a teenager, like before I started drinking and smoking, when I was a lot more athletic. And there's still room to improve. I still feel like the more work I put in, the more better I'm going to feel. So that's exciting, to be real with you. So just keep going. No matter where you at on your path, where you are in your journey, keep going, keep learning, keep growing, keep being open to abundant blessings, all this stuff. Keep God in your heart. Keep praying. Do what you got to do for yourself. Make good decisions. Make good decisions, all. Come on. Every day, make good decisions. All right. So that's all I got for y'all for this episode, man. And if I appreciate y'all tuning in. I love when I'm able to share personal sides of myself and speak directly to you guys, whether you're somebody that's known me for a long time or somebody that is just consuming my content more recently, or someone that's been following the journey for quite some time now, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. And if you love this podcast, please do what you can to help this thing grow and share it with somebody else. Pass it along, like and subscribe. Do whatever you can to help push this podcast forward, because I'm putting a lot of hard work into it, into this brand, into what I do on an everyday level, whether that be through each interaction or through each episode that I create. I'm pouring my soul out and my heart to y'all every single time. And I don't mind. I love it. This is what I want to do. I want to be able to do this on a full-time basis. So, thank you so much for the support, the love, and just the positivity all around. I appreciate y'all. Till the next time, y'all, this is your boy CL the Source, your friendly neighborhood hope dealer of Unlocking Levels. Appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace.